Welcome back to Create Cell Bank. This module is about introduction to sketching. So some of you might have a background in training or training in sketching. And if so, this module is going to be really easy for you. If not, you might have to repeat some of the exercises. But what we're going to do is cover basic sketching techniques so that you can use this innovation skill in Create Cell Bank. Now, you don't have to be a fine arts major to know how to sketch, but in order to communicate your ideas, you need to be able to communicate via the sketch. And doing this will develop the innovation center in your brain and improve your ability to communicate. So there's 7 exercises on the following pages, and you should perform these. So the first one is to trace the lines, basically connect the dots from top to bottom. Now I've got a line in there that you can use as a guide. You shouldn't use this as a guide. Print this thing out, put your pencil or pen or finger on the top left dot, and then look at the bottom left dot and go right there. So don't look where you are, look where you're gonna go. And then just practice that top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, and keep going until you get all of those. Now, the lines might not be straight, but just redo them. Start from left to right. Save your work. Ultimately, if you can get to the point where you can put your pen, pencil, or down on a particular dot and look where you're going and just smoothly go to the next dot, your lines will become a lot straighter. So do this now. The second sketching exercise is exactly the same as the first, except the lines are rotated 90 degrees. So start on the left, go to the right. You can also start on the right and go to the left. Same thing, you've got a guideline in there that'll help you develop your ability to go. Don't stop as you're drawing, just start, put the pencil or pen down and move slowly to the other dot, or fast, it doesn't really matter. But keep your eye on the dots that are on the right side or the particular dot that you're doing. So you've got 7 horizontal lines here. Do this now. So exercise 3 is the same as exercise 1, except that the guidelines are not there. So actually, I guess 1 is on the left side. So you've got 3 chances to just put your pen, pencil on the top dot and look at the bottom dot as you draw down. And do this. And you can do it more than once. Just keep going. Don't stop in the middle. Here's the same as exercise 2, except there's no guidelines whatsoever. So start on the left side, go to the right dot, and see if you can draw horizontal lines. So the sketching exercise 5 is a line drawing, now that you know how to draw lines, but you're drawing freely, but you have a structure. So just pick one of these middle lines and go down and essentially trace it, and then you're going to increment just so slightly and go through. Draw top to bottom, or pivots back around and goes back up to the top. And just start somewhere in the middle, work left, go back to the middle, and work right. And in some cases, this is a doodle drawing, but you can create beautiful drawings just by using this technique. So what I want you to do is to experience the freedom that comes from sketching or doodling like this. Exercise 6 is sketch some circles. And this is just to show relationships, and it's a interesting way where you have variables A, B, C, D, and E. That could be anything. And you can see that A and C is the intersection of sets A and set C. And the dark shaded area in the middle is the intersection of sets A, B, and C. This is sometimes called a Venn diagram. And it's a graphical mechanism to show your ideas, what things are connected, what things are unrelated, like E is off and not related. We don't care about the variables right now. I just want you to draw this kind of diagram because this is a really important diagram to be able to draw. Do this now. So now we'll go to exercise 7. And to get to that, we're going to talk about 2-point perspective. And if you look off on the left, you got a VP and a VP on the right. Those are called vanishing points. If you look at a building, any of the vertical lines typically are vertical. The non-vertical lines are drawn towards one or the other of the vanishing points. So here is 5 representations or sketches of a box. And you can see the lines that make up the box. And the vertical lines, typically the ones that you can see, there's 4 vertical lines, and then there's 2 of the lines that go to one vanishing point and 2 that go to the other vanishing point. And instantly you've got a box that is like you would see. Now the vanishing points are at your eye level. So if you look at the center box, you can see that, well, you're not going to see the top or the bottom, but that's essentially what you see. As you start going down to the bottom 2 boxes, you can start seeing the top. It's like your eyes are above the box structures. And on the other side of that is if you look up at the boxes at the top, your eyes are below. So you're seeing the bottom. And typically you'll see 3 sides of a box when you're looking at things like this. So this is 2-point perspective. 1-point perspective is closely related to 2-point. It's like a railroad track going back in the distance, a long street going back in the distance. They have one vanishing point that's at eye level, and it's all lines that aren't vertical go back towards that. I like 2-point because a lot of things that we're going to do are going to require being able to sketch like this. So here's the exercise 7. There's a bunch of boxes here, and the same principle holds. There's 2 vanishing points. Eye level is right in line with those vanishing points. Sketch these boxes, and you can trace them, no problem, but you'll just get used to sketching. Do this now. So these 7 sketching exercises, they're really intended to increase your ability to communicate your ideas in 2-dimensional form. If you had any difficulty with one or more, plan to repeat them throughout the semester until you feel comfortable with this. And that's been Introduction to Sketching.